Hey folks, Mike with Chasing Trail here. I am doing a test ride on a 2023 Indian Challenger Dark Horse. I do not know this area at all, so this will be a little bit of an adventure. I do appreciate it is no nanny with me. Has a firm shift to second. Throttle is definitely a little jerky. I am in standard mode, and it is hard to shift. That takes a lot of force. The thing actually sounds pretty dang good for being stock. Definitely feels, wow, very nimble. Much nimbler than the Road Glide, which I just got done test riding about an hour ago. Seat is more comfortable. I feel like I have more room. Can't believe how good it sounds for stock exhaust. Maybe it's not stock. I don't know. Sorry, I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm just trying to take it all in here. I'm curious how the audio system sounds. Definitely louder than the Road Glides. I could barely hear the Road Glides. Can't believe how nimble it feels. I think that is the most immediately noticeable thing. Man, it sounds good. Alright, we're going to turn here and do our freeway test. Hear the stereo on the freeway. That's impressive. Following the route they asked me to take, pretty short freeway section. I'm not a fan of the clutch engagement feel. Harley felt much better there. Raising that up definitely helps with the buffeting. I put my feet up on here. Probably want some actual highway pegs. The shifting gets really smooth in the higher gears, but it's very clunky at lower gears. I'm sure I'd get used to that clutch engagement, but can't say that I'm a fan. First impression. Brakes are good. First impression, stock for stock, this bike feels better. It's more comfortable. I mean, here it feels just as heavy as the Road Glide. You can tell you're on a very heavy bike, but once you're moving, this one feels considerably more nimble. I like the screen. You can feel slightly more vibrations in this, namely in the seat and footboards, but it's not bad. Oh, here's my turn. Damn, it's over already. I do want to keep going. Let's go into neutral, or not. Gotta be finicky about it, huh? Yep, she's finicky about neutral for sure. Why does it not want to go into neutral? There we go. That was tricky. Alright, well, I'll talk more about this later. I didn't have a ton to say during this test ride, so I thought I'd do a little voiceover. It's hard for me on a first time on a bike like that. I'm just taking it all in, and so I end up finding it a little challenging to talk a ton. A quick backstory. About 9 months ago, my neighbor insisted that I ride his 2007 Harley Heritage Deluxe, and ever since then, that was really my first time riding a Harley, at least I can remember. I rode my dad's Dyna a long time ago, but I didn't really remember it. And ever since I rode his Heritage, it lit some kind of fire in me that it's an itch I have to scratch. I just loved the experience of riding that Harley so much. It was so different to anything I'm used to, and I really enjoyed it. Had a ton of fun on that bike, and I've wanted one ever since. And until I get one and have that experience, it's just something I need to do. I want a big American V-twin. So I was pretty set on wanting specifically a Harley. This day I had driven down about 2 hours, and I had test ridden a Road Glide ST, and I wasn't even sure I was going to go check out the Indian. I ended up doing it kind of at my dad's insistence. I finally listened to him for once, and it turns out, like usual, he was right. I guess being 75 and you have some life experience and know what you're talking about. So anyway, I made the extra hour drive down there to test drive the Challenger, and man, it really impressed me. It was really nice being able to come straight off the Road Glide and then get on the Challenger, so the ride on the Road Glide was very fresh in my mind. And I gotta say, pretty much every aspect of the riding experience I liked better on the Challenger. It handled better, it has more room, I found it just more comfortable. Even the stock bars felt good to me. The sound, even the stock exhaust sounds good. The seat was comfortable. I really didn't have hardly anything to fault. I don't love the clutch engagement. I'm told that I think I'd probably get used to it, and people have suggested some different bars or things. I think it's just that it's different. It was hard to shift, especially in the lower gears. I don't know if that's just because it's a brand new bike or what, 'cause and other things I've heard people say they're very easy to shift. Finding neutral was a real pain in the ass for some reason. I mean, little stuff that was annoying, but overall I really like the bike, and I feel like, honestly, I don't think I would change anything. Just out of the box, it seems like a great bike, and I've gotten some out-the-door quotes, and it comes in over $2,000 less than the best deal I can find on the Road Glide. And the Road Glide, I feel like I'm going to have to do a lot of stuff to set it up the way I want. Am I still interested in the Harley? Yeah, I am. There's definitely things about the Harley. I mean, it's its own thing. You know, it's been around forever. They definitely, the fit and finish and feel and the quality, all that stuff is there. The aesthetics, I think they look better than the Indians. There's something about the sound and the feel and things that are I find a little difficult to put into words, but it's a fantastic, they're both great bikes. I just think for me in particular, and how I want the bike to handle and feel and perform and look, I'm going to need to spend a lot more money on the Harley than I would on a Challenger. And not to mention that the Harley's more expensive to purchase in the first place. And one thing about doing mods on a bike, you never get your money back out of that. So and that's something I have to consider. I don't keep bikes a long time. Anyone who's followed this channel for any length of time knows that, and I don't expect that to change. So the Harleys definitely hold their value like crazy. I mean, the price on used ones is wild, at least in my area. So I think the Harley will have the better resale value, but with all the money I would want to spend on mods to set it up the way I would want it, I think in the end I'd lose a lot more money on the Harley. So, you know, that's knowing myself and how I go through bikes, that's definitely something I have to consider. I do want to give a shout out to HD Josh at Yuba City Harley Davidson. I've had some pretty mixed experiences with Harleys since I started looking at them about 8 or 9 months ago, and I've probably talked to, I don't know, 10 different dealers at this point. There's probably about 10 dealers in a 3-hour radius of me, and given that that's my nearest Indian dealer is 3 hours away, I think it's fair to compare them in that way. Most of those experiences weren't very good. Some of them got better over time, particularly as I changed my approach to things. I think some of it is in the past and other brands and places I've dealt with, things were just much more straightforward. There was a lot less BS, and I don't like all the BS and haggling and this nonsense. But I gotta say, HD Josh at Yuba City Harley is just a legit good dude. He was straight with me on everything. They gave me a great price right off the bat. There was none of this, you know, kind of overblown salesmanship and let us do this and give you a tour and I don't know. I just give me a fair price from the get-go and let's go from there. I hate all this haggling and these ridiculous markups and stuff, and then you got to spend so much time going back and forth just to try to get to something even resembling a fair price. Like I said, I haven't had a very good experience with Harley dealerships, but HD Josh at Yuba City was great. If I do end up buying a Harley, that's where I'm going to go. So anyway, he also has a good Instagram, a lot of cool bikes on there. I'll put a link up to that. Where am I at right at the moment? I don't know. If I had to choose right now, I'd pick the Challenger. It's just out of the box. The bike's set up just about perfect for me. Costs less money. I don't feel like I'd have to do anything to it. So, however, I am still considering the Harley because there's still things about it that I like. I do like modding and building up bikes, although it's never a, you know, I generally don't get my money back. I have on a couple of the bikes that I built up. I actually did recover almost all the money I put into them, but it's pretty iffy. You know, I don't know. Definitely things I like about both. If I had to choose right now, I'd choose Challenger, but a Harley's still on the table for me. We'll see what I end up doing. And yeah, just wanted to do a voiceover because my test ride and commentary was pretty short. So if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching.